I promised to give the siblings some privacy, so let's talk about our business first. What do you say?
That sounds sensible enough. Since you went through the trouble of gathering the family head, the crew, and the Stellaron hunters, I'm guessing you have something important to say, Mr. Gallagher?
Oh, is it that obvious?
The look on your face is practically screaming, I'm the one behind all this.
You're right, Mr. Yang. It is indeed time to come clean on everything. The siblings already know what they need to, and they've made their choice. But you, Nameless, arrived a bit late. So it's only fair that I answer your questions. Before we begin, let me reintroduce myself. I'm the founder of Dreamflux Reef, the deputy of the Watchmaker, and the one who sent out that invitation. As Gallagher, the history fictionologist, I humbly extend my greetings to you all.
History fictionologist? So what, everything you told us was made up?
Well, don't worry. Almost everything I shared was true. Well, except for the part about the family accepting me back.
I double-checked with Micah, and everything he said about the family, the Watchmaker, and Mikhail is true.
Thank you for your understanding. Now let's get down to business. I'm sure you're all wondering why I went through the trouble of setting up this battle for the legacy, inviting different factions and stirring up a ruckus all over Penacony. Well, it all boils down to something very familiar to all of you. The Stellaron.
The Stellaron? But how is that possible? Penacony is a free-flowing interstellar hub. There are no signs of contamination whatsoever.
You're totally correct. So, care to take a guess at what that means? I wish that were the truth. But if that were the case, I wouldn't have invited all of you. The sweet dream doesn't come out of thin air. If you think of the memory zone as the sea, creating the land of the dreams is like filling that wild ocean with earth to make an island. To achieve this feat, without the help of an emanator of remembrance or enigmata, the only way is to use a Stellaron. And that's not something you can achieve with a simple wish. It requires vast quantities of knowledge, time, and manpower. I'm sure you get what I'm hinting at. In Azdana, the planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster.
The planet of festivities itself is a Stellaron disaster?
It all started a long time ago, back when the Watchmaker and his crew liberated the frontier prison. They faced countless challenges as they began building Penacony from the ground up. That's when the idea of using the Stellaron came into play. The Stellaron first entered the Azdana system during the war. The Nameless warned everyone against the folly of attempting to tamper with such a power, and most heeded their words. But there are always people in the shadows with ulterior motives. The turning point came after Tiernan's death. With two of the Nameless gone, the Watchmaker had to go to the front lines. It was at that moment his rivals saw an opportunity. By the time a representative from the Montour Systems family arrived at the Watchmaker's call, the Stellaron had already been activated and was seeping into the primordial synesthesia dreamscape.
And I suppose the family happened to possess the knowledge to seal the Stellaron?
Not just that. They knew far more about the Stellaron than the average person. They helped Mikhail swiftly quell the civil unrest and played a part in building Penacony under the disguise of the Harmony. Those 3 eras were known as the Age of Dreaming. The Watchmaker, who had been left in the dark, sent out invitations across the universe.
Then, how did they turn against each other?
Remember the island in the ocean metaphor? The truth is, the Stellaron was never truly sealed. It existed in a different form within the dreamscape. Think about this. What would it cost to create and maintain such a lavish dreamland? It's people's lives. The opulent dream is built upon the decay of spirits, with a toxic elixir called pleasure flowing through the dreamscape. It tempts people to indulge in the dreamscape, and gradually their minds succumb, becoming nourishment for the sweet dream. Confusion, laziness, and cowardice, weaknesses that plague humanity, were magnified and nourished by the family. Penacony became a new kind of prison, even more impenetrable than the previous one. Sadly, we realized this far too late. By then, the family had a firm grip on Penacony, swiftly quelling any opposition that arose. At my wit's end, I had to use the power of the Enigmata and sought refuge in this chaotic realm. Over the years, I created a meme within this dream for our use, Dormancy. That's its real name. We exploited a loophole. You see, regular people can't fall asleep again while they are inside the dreamscape.
So this is the true meaning of the impossible. You sent out invitations in the Watchmaker's name to find forces capable of resolving the Stellaron disaster.
It's not just that. Above all, I wanted to see what happens when the major factions engage in a struggle for the legacy. Since this is the Watchmaker's first announcement in decades,
So, the legacy is just a facade.
If you want to consider the Stellaron as the legacy, I'm totally fine with that.
If that's the case, where is the...
That's a question for Mr. Wings. The Stellaron is still under the family's control, and as the head of the Oak family, I'm sure he holds all the answers. Are you done talking? So, will you tell us where the Stellaron is?
It is the Penacony Grand Theater itself.
As I suspected, it's the embodiment of the family. The edifice that first materialized within the sweet dream.
As for the person who employed its power, it is in fact Mr. Gopherwood, the current Dream Master.
Well, that was easier than I thought. Did you...
Correct. When I was trying to track down the person who murdered my sister, apart from you, Gopherwood was my second.
Confronting me...
I didn't have other options. The Dream Master has been elusive, and even the heads of the families can hardly get an audience with him. Moreover, Mr. Gopherwood has been kind to my sister and me.
What do you mean by that?
To be honest, my brother and I are also victims of the cancer of all worlds. We grew up as orphans, and were adopted by... But I can't just stand by and watch Mr. Gopherwood become an enemy of the Harmony. I won't use my voice to support an evil cause. I won't step on that stage and sing, no matter who the traitor is, or what orders they give me. I won't let for the paradise in our dreams.
Indeed. For the paradise in our dreams. As the head of the Oak family, I'm responsible for ensuring Penacony's promising future. I'll fight alongside you. We'll put the Charmony Festival on hold.
The enemies you are about to face aren't like this old dog here, who can barely even bark. Since our interests are aligned, why don't we team up? Maybe, Chuck?
We have always been following in the footsteps of our nameless predecessors, and there's no reason to stop now.
Yeah, we Nameless won't back down from a challenge. Isn't that right, Miss Trailblazer? That line actually makes me a bit nervous.
Rest assured, sitting on the sidelines isn't in our nature. Mr. Sunday, Miss Robin, I'm willing to accompany you on behalf of the Astral Express.
Thank you, Mr. Yang.
Thank you all very much.
The Charmony Festival is about to start, and time is against us.
Everyone, let's gather over here. We still need to make some preparations. I may have been quick to step up to the plate, but confronting the Dream Master could be a very dangerous affair.
Huh? Even you're saying?
He's the leader of the families of Penacony, and he has the entire power of the Harmony behind him.
Maybe you can just stay behind this time?
No, that won't do. Even if we count Robin as an ally, something felt off about Mr. Sunday just now. You're still carrying the keepsake the IPC envoy gave you, right? May I borrow it? As I suspected, this chip Aventurine gave to you is actually, if I'm right, he intends to use it to track your location or contact you when needed.
Aventurine? Is he still alive?
Remember what I said earlier? Working with the IPC is a way to keep the family in check. If negotiations go south and the family show their true colors by going after the Stellaron, I'll use this transmitter to send a message. The only question mark in all of this is Aventurine's current status. But the IPC is always listening, especially Senior Strategic Investment Department.
Good luck to you, Welt.
Well, you take care too. If anything...
Spoken like a true hero. Even if the Dream Master is innocent, the family's corruption runs deep.
Don't you have something else to tell?
Why would you say so?
Before we departed, the conductor asked us to inquire about the three Nameless in Penacony. We've already collected intel about Rosalie, if I'm not mistaken. We've all...
It's not enough to say meet, but the answer is I've been watching over you ever since I received the reply from the Astral Express, and I've seen the great effort you all put into linking different realms together across the cosmos. And now, after getting this far all in one piece, you have truly proven yourselves. Miss Himiko, were you the one who repaired the Express and got it sailing through the cosmos again?
Yes.
And you two, young Nameless, you have very interesting life stories and extraordinary skills.
I don't know much about my life story, but I do have...
You're full of energy. Please send my regards to the conductor, Pom Pom. Please let them know that their friend had fond memories from his time aboard the Express, which he... As for the last Nameless, he embarked, disembarked, and embarked again, traveling in a great circle, ending up back where he started. On his deathbed, he told me to find the Astral Express and deliver an invitation to the future Nameless. He left behind a special gift, come with me. Now is the time to reveal it.
Back here again.
Sometimes I feel like you're still alive, old friend. Like you've still got so much to say and do. I've kept my promise, brought the future trailblazers you've waited so long for. I don't know why you were so obsessed with that train, but I remember your last words. Don't let us down, old man. ahead. His resting place lies in the garden up ahead. The first and last nameless of Penacony. Mikhail Char Legward, the Watchmaker.
Sure enough, the Watchmaker is the third nameless. Even I could guess that one.
The legacy he left behind was a dream bubble. I believe inside that bubble, there's something that holds meaning only for the nameless. After all, when I checked its contents, I found nothing inside. Maybe some trailblaze runes? Even more mysterious than me.
Well, let's have a look.
Wait, what's going on? Seriously? How could a dream bubble be empty?
Just as I suspected. That old man always had this strange belief in the nameless and the trailblaze. And I never understood where he got that confidence from. Especially since he could never figure out what was going on in that old man's head. But this empty dream bubble is so typical of him. He was always full of weird fantasies and incomprehensible romanticism. That mischievous old man.
Don't think that's the case, Gallagher. I'm sure Mikhail has left us the most precious thing of all.
Don't start getting all philosophical on me, all right?
Just as Mikhail believes in the nameless of the future, we unconditionally believe in the nameless of the past. How could they leave with regrets for the future when they were ready to dedicate their lives to the land they loved? There must be something contained in this dream bubble. It's just we haven't figured it out yet.
Well, I'm a follower of the Enigmata. My philosophy forbids me to have faith in anything. That's why I understand what faith means in the path of Trailblaze.
Can I borrow your pet? I need to make a trip back to Golden Hour and check something at the Dreamscape 6. It's for Mikhail, and for the future of Penacony.
Welcome to the Reverie Hotel. How may I help you?
Greetings. We're the Nameless from the Astral Express, and we'd like to check in.
The Astral Express? But
Yes, my companion's already checked in. My name is Dan Hao, and I believe my personal information is recorded in your system.
I see, but your companion said you wouldn't be coming due to a change of plans.
Now the plans have changed again.
And you are...
Me? I'm Pom Pom. A new name?
He's my fellow trailblazer. We responded to the family's invitation before he boarded the express, so he wasn't registered.
Oh, I see. Another one of the Nameless had a similar situation. Seems like a lot of people are joining the Trailblaze these days. Since there's a precedent, it shouldn't be a problem. Just give me a second to contact your companions. I'm sorry, dear guests, but it seems I'm unable to reach the other members of the Astral...
What do you mean by...
My apologies. This is the first time I've encountered a situation like this. However...
How about this? Give me their room number, and we'll go
I'm afraid that's not possible. I need to verify both of your identities before...
How about you just wake up someone? Let's say, Welt?
I'm sorry, but there are strict rules regarding forced awakening. It cannot be done without the proper clearance.
So nothing works, huh? What's your solution then? Are you saying we sleep here? At the risk...
Please be patient. We need to contact your companions in order to confirm your...
And now it seems you need to confirm our identities before you can contact our...
It seems...
Oh, fudge. Look, nothing personal, but if you can't handle it...
Please calm down, dear guests. I do recall that Mr. Sunday, the Oak family head, personally handled this issue earlier. Oh,
I don't think she's trying to give us a hard time. She really just...
I have a bad feeling about this. You tried to contact him on the express...
Something doesn't seem right. I need to leave for a moment.
Sure thing. Don Hung seems pretty worried about his companions. I should give him some space. Stressing out about it won't help anything.
At my age, what's left?
The Charmony Festival!
Hey!
Well, back in my home.
Oh, come on! The
Well, you never know, right? Anyway,
Unsettling.
Relax. With a big event like this, there's bound to be lots of gossip and rumors. Don't worry. If anything does happen, the fact.
oh, that's a relief. Well, looks like I won't get any fudging clue.
Surely there'll be a lot of.
Don't enter the...
Greetings. I'm Cody of the Bloodhound family, head of security for the hotel. How may I assist?
Hello. So, there's something I wanted to ask about. Do you think there's anything to be worried about? I've traveled all...
What do you mean?
Wait.
I'm not sure where you heard those rumors, but they're completely big. At present, all of the families are focused on making sure the festival starts on time. Even the Dream Master himself has arrived. So don't worry, your trip won't be in vain.
She doesn't appear to be acting. Back already?
Hasn't she returned yet?
Nope. I'm starting to wonder. Neither the staff nor the guests seem to know anything about what's happening in the dreamscape, and wherever we go, all we see is people and joy.
I agree. Another unusual thing is that the Oak family is supposed to be in charge of organizing the council, and I walked around the hotel but didn't meet a single member of the Oak family.
Well, I'll be forked. If I remember correctly, the head of the Oak family...
We shouldn't linger here too long. Let's go back to the Express for now.
Not so fast. Have you ever robbed VIP?
Are you suggesting we sit here?
I wouldn't say do nothing. But let's stay put for now. Even if the family has they don't want to attract unwanted attention from certain outsiders, so they won't do anything reckless.
If I were a family member, I'd find an official excuse and keep the surprise factors here.
Of course, we don't need to walk into their trap. I gave a backup plan to the memo keeper.
A secret signal.
That's right.
Oh, a concrete object can indeed help the memo keeper establish a connection with you. But Boot Hill...
I'm sorry. But it's one of my quirks. I have too many unreliable friends. And if I...
How do we get into the VIP lounge?
This is where my street smarts come into play.
Ooh, this dream's quite crowded.
You're the lobby manager, right?
Yes, I am. How?
We're the Nameless from the Astral Express. We wanted to check in, but there's something wrong. Now, we've been waiting here forever, without any food or water.
Is this your idea of street smarts?
It's called
I apologize for the inconvenience. Please wait while we try to contact Mr. Sunday. I'll arrange to
See?
Just...
Wow, this bar's something else. Certainly worthy of the planet of festivities.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, I have an order for a bottle of Hasdana's White Oak. Can you help us with...
Hasdana's White Oak? I think there might be a
Oh, no way. Are you sure you're not mistaken?
If someone had reserved such a beverage, I would definitely remember it. It sells for hundreds of thousands of credits per bottle, after all.
That's strange. Well, could it be that the memo keeper couldn't afford it?
Then what should we do now?
No need to rush. Well, let's grab some drinks now. Let's see what kind...
Well, that's the most expensive one on the list. You have a taste for the finer things. What can I get for you?
Anything you recommend is...
Then I would recommend today's special, Glass Village. It's classic Soul Glad mixed with Laboon juice.
This flavor. Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Ooh, really hits the spot. Truly.
Dynamite barbecue with rocket fuel. Is that really something that humans enjoy?
Hey, this guy doesn't know anything at all.
As long as you're satisfied, dear guests.
Let's give the memo keeper another half-system hour. If she doesn't show up, we'll need to come up with a new plan. In the meantime, let's take stock of the situation. What do you think?
The situation is unclear. Something must have happened on the planet of festivities, but the public is unaware of it. Somewhat it's unusual for the followers of the Harmony to invite other factions, let alone the IPC and the Masked Fools.
Actually, there's something else I'm concerned about. As you know, the faction that follows the path of the hunt are some of the most dangerous folks in the cosmos to mess with. I mean, who in the right mind would impersonate... Isn't there a saying among the Xianzhou people that the Rainbow Sect lets their Lux arrow do all the beating?
Talking. Do all the talking.
Well, you know what I mean. Even though the Galaxy Rangers have been out of sight for years, we've been keeping an eye on this region. Even the dumbest criminals know better than to mess with the Annihilation Gang. Much with that Acheron lady, she doesn't seem like a lunatic at all. On the contrary, she's highly logical and organized. She knows.
And you believe that someone like her would have an ulterior motive for
I'm not entirely sure, but I do have my suspicions. Maybe she knows it.
Anyway, what worries me more are unless the invitations weren't sent by them. If that's the case, it's even more intriguing that
Harmony pulling the strings. You find it beyond human understanding because it wasn't arranged by humans at all. People do stupid things out of irrational impulses. They abandon their principles when self-interest is involved. They believe in things they know they shouldn't and fudge. But eons don't. They stick to their determined path and never turn back.
You think Shippei's will is behind all this?
It may not necessarily be Shippei. There's definitely some higher entity involved. I know it may sound pessimistic, but if human free will were reliable, why would we even need Galaxy Rangers? It's much simpler when you boil it down to the eons and paths. Like how Lon always follows the path of the hunt, or how the Express stays true to the Trailblaze despite Akavili's disappearance.
But in my opinion, Akavili's fall holds significance for the Nameless.
Oh, so you're saying the Nameless now have to take responsibility for their own choices because their absolutely right leader is gone?
Exactly. I believe the purpose of the journey isn't just about following a path that's always considered absolutely right. It's more about doing your best to choose the right path for yourself among countless possibilities.
I don't know what you've been through, but I agree that people must take responsibility for their choices, because no one else can do it for them. That's why the Galaxy Rangers need to uncover the imposter. Just in case. I have a backup plan if the Memo Keeper doesn't show up.
You sure have a lot of cards.
Well, going back to my old career would make things a lot easier. And by the way, when you were walking around the hotel...
What's your plan?
It's simple. We just grab some hostages and use them as bargaining chips with the family. Or maybe...
No need for that. We'll return to the
Wait. Are you getting scared? Draw your weapon. Let's...
Are you leaving, esteemed guests? Would you like to cancel...
Huh? As Donna's wife?
Ha ha. Looks like you are a bit intoxicated, esteemed guests.
Looks like your Memo Keeper friend has finally arrived.
Oh, right. Sorry, my memory's not the best. You know, too many modifications and all. Anyway, let me check. Well, fork me. I'll be waiting for...
No mistake. That's her message to you. She knew the hotel wasn't safe, so she suggested we find another place.
Well, looks like we took it...
You're back? Two guests just boarded saying they were looking for Boot Hill, so I told them to wait in the parlor car.
Oh, just in time.
Two guests?
Yeah, or two. Look, we welcome all passengers on the Astral Express, but sneaking in like that, you have no regard for etiquette.
My apologies, conductor. It was an oversight on my part. I assumed you were already acquainted with the garden. Given the chaotic situation in Penacony, the Nameless are the only ones we can truly trust right now.
You are the Memo Keeper.
Pleased to meet you, Dan Hung. I've seen you in others' memories. And as for Boot Hill, this is our first face-to-face meeting.
Finally, Memo Keeper. Well, let's cut to the chase.
That's precisely what I intend to do. But before that, please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Black Swan, and I serve the Garden of Recollection as a memo keeper. I'm sure she knows it better than I do.
Greetings. I'm Acheron.
What? You Garden of Recollection shirtbag! You betrayed me!
I apologize, but she did that at my request. Due to certain reasons, I have been exiled by the family. Thankfully, this memo keeper came to my aid and helped me.
To be honest, it was more like stalking than helping. And the process was far from unnoticed. But we did escape.
I asked her to guide me to a place beyond the family's reach and to contact a few trustworthy individuals, namely all of you.
Trustworthy? Son of a nice lady. You think I'm dumb or something? How about this? I'll put a few bullet holes in your head and see what secrets spill out. Then...
It doesn't have to be like that. I'm willing to answer all your questions, but not right now. If my cover hadn't been blown, we might have had more time, but at the moment, we don't have any other options.
No other options? What do you mean?
This is the only way I can ensure everyone's safety. I kindly request an immediate warp jump out of the Astana star system.
This passenger is requesting...
As far as I can tell, she's not a threat, and seems...
I've briefly traveled with your companions and know their whereabouts, Donhung. Please rest assured, your nameless companions are safe, but they need our help. As for Boot Hill, you may have guessed. I've been waiting for you. Galaxy Rangers are known for their elusive nature and limited contact with each other, so this was the only way I could reach out to you. Only by doing this can I find a true Galaxy Ranger and fulfill a long-standing promise. To return his relics to their rightful owner. Someone once told me that every rainfall is like a gift from the heavens, a sign of their mercy upon the world. Raindrops are said to be the tears of the gods, shed in response to the sorrows of the world. Their constant pouring is a reminder. So, how long has this rain been going on for?
I used to believe, just like you, that it would eventually stop. Looks like the god you mentioned doesn't exist after all. Well, let me share a story with you. Mortals who walk the paths are like sailors on a vast ocean. And for some, they're present
like those shadows on the ocean.
Sin-thirsters, the obsessions of the Pathstriders. They emerge from the depth. They emerge from the nihility and head toward it. Leading, they were once my dear companions. A group of Galaxy Rangers.
Are you watching over them?
Watching over them? No. I'm guiding them toward transcendence. It was a brutal war. A crusade that shook the universe. The unwavering determination of the Hunt followers persists even in death. So someone must guide these lost souls to their life beyond. As for me, I've so...
But you know, these sin thirsters, they're not who they...
Does this seem... Well, some tasks have to be done, even if they are pointless.
I can help you.
For what?
For the meaning of the nihility.
I see. After all this, thank you, stranger. I wish that you find what you seek.
Before we part ways, I have one more question. It is true that their actions and even their entire lives may seem pointless from our perspective. But if this is what the departed ones expected...
A good question. And a profound one. What I do know is that one day I too will pass away. Someone will stand at my grave and place a bouquet of flowers on it.
When I appeared as a child, my speech, mindset, and soul reflected immaturity and innocence. As I grew into adulthood, I left behind my childlikes.
I humbly request your blessings, esteemed advocate of Shipe.
Come to me, my kinship. I have sought their presence with us.
As you wish. I have faithfully served the Alfalfa family for nearly a decade, promoting the path of the harmony to the best of my ability. However, I made a mistake yesterday, out of laziness. I lied and claimed that everything was ready. Although the head has dismissed me as punishment, it has been tough to sleep with the guilt still gnawing at me.
Do you sincerely repent and vow to change your ways? Have you examined your soul and confessed all your sins? Are you willing to accept the process of atonement? Very well. Show your dedication and goodwill to the family. And
praise Shipe. And thank you, esteemed advocate.
Next.
I wholeheartedly confess to you. Please.
Rest assured, I have implored their presence to be with us. As long as you are sincere, absolution will be granted.
Oh, great. You know, I arrived in Penacony as a stowaway. I sold everything to...
I see.
My children were starving, and I hoped they'd have a chance at survival if they became slaves here. But the Bloodhound family got wind of it. They're on my tail, hunting me down. I thought I could...
The family is ready to forgive all sinners. I'll ask the Bloodhound family to cease their...
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll work my hardest to redeem my guilt.
Next, please.
Hey, long time no see, Mr. Sunday. The most esteemed individual in Penacony, and the next leader of the Oak family, right?
I have sought their presence with us. Let us proceed.
Sure, let's just get this over with. That's it. Nothing more.
Do you seek to atone?
My sins? Starting to sound like a saint, huh? Well, let me tell you something. You think nobody knows what your precious family has done? About the watchmaker? Huh? Don't kid yourself. Before you start spouting off your holy verses, answer me this. Where does the power of the Oak family come from? Well, I've spent enough time in confession today to enter the Harmony's paradise, right? Then I'll take my leave. Good luck with your election, and,
Oh, revered triple-faced soul. Who can judge the strong when their power hides their who can vouch for the weak when they will pay any price to survive? Who can comfort the purest souls when even if the strong defending the weak is truly the foundation of paradise, then who is responsible for the suffering and anguish in this wretched world?
Brother? Brother, are you all right?
I'm fine. I've been working long hours, and I just made a trip.
You've been working non-stop on the Charmony Festival, Mr. Sunday, and no one could have predicted this incident. Even if the Stellaron does pose a grave threat, I still feel sorry for all the trouble we've caused you.
No need to worry about troubling anyone. The Charmony Festival was meant to spread joy and harmony across the cosmos.
It has always been our wish to make everyone happy, so we'll do our best to explain everything to the Dream Master, even if the negotiation does not go smoothly. I'll refuse to go on stage. Without the Chord Master, the Harmonious Choir would not arrive, and the Charmony Festival would be just a grand performance, and nothing more.
I'm relieved to see your determination. You know, since arriving in Penacony, we haven't had any contact with this Dream Master himself. I'd heard of the heads of the 5 major lineages, but the Dream Master is a mystery to me.
The Dream Master rarely grants an audience, even for us. But
Perhaps you'll be the first guest to meet the Dream Master in years, Mr. Yang.
Let's hope we can reach a consensus that's satisfying.
Indeed. Let us hope so.
It's about time. We'll have to get ready for the meeting. I apologize for any inconvenience caused by the urgency.
Don't worry. I'll be waiting here.
Dear, it's Mr. Sunday! Hey, come over here!
Looks like someone needs help. Let's go check it out.
Mr. Sunday. Hey there! Okay, see the moon in the sky? It's about the size of the cap on my Soul Glad bottle. If I just reached out my hand, I could grab the moon. Yeah. Look but it's no big deal. The Grand Theater here, they told me not to sell everything I had just to come to Penacony.
Selling everything you had? Why would you go to such lengths?
Why? Can't you see? It's better to be here at Penacony. No pain, no worries about tomorrow, just sweet dreams.
Is this truly...
Huh? What did you say, young?
Oh, it's nothing, sir. You see, the traffic on Glock's Avenue can be dangerous. How about I ask a bloodhound
Oh, yeah, that's a great idea. See you around, Mr. Sunday, and,
What's up, sister?
This is the land of the dreams. But why do they live like this? The man we ran into, he doesn't... Even though sweet dreams are nice, they're just illusions. But for him, they're the only way to survive, even if it means giving up on reality.
I suppose you have a point. But, in my opinion,
Why do you say that?
You think that man is not actually living, but that's not quite accurate. Even without Penacony, people create their own illusions called self. People believe they have a predetermined value to fulfill. Gaining value means gaining power, and those deemed worthless are seen as the weak. However, value doesn't come out of thin air, and there's a limit to it. To accumulate.
Are you suggesting that this is not...
Exactly. But, ironically, people don't think there's anything wrong with it, because they uphold the illusory survival of the fittest. That's where all the tragedies in the world come from. People come to the sweet dream in Penacony to escape from that reality and find solace. No tragedies exist here, only happiness, although in its nascent form. Isn't that the same paradise we yearn for in our dreams?
Perhaps that man is just an exception. Let's not jump to conclusions. We should experience the dreamscape.
Yes, seeing is believing. I'll accompany you. The Dream Master hasn't shown.